Okay, I think I'm good. It is complex. I don't know how far back I am, but yeah, I don't know. Still not used to going live. Heyo everybody, Haku here with my, tier list for Kubera Season 1. Gonna go through this, I guess, not crazy quickly. I have like an hour and a half, 2 hours. There are some characters, I went over the list beforehand, that I'm thinking like, okay, I am going to maybe need I'm gonna maybe need to put them in who tier because I don't remember them super crazy well. But either way, depending on what we need, I can flip back and forth. I can go here. I can go over to this side. Oh, I'm up here now. Now I can go over here. Or if it looks better, if you want me to go like full screen like this, yeah, I don't know how this looks completely, but I can do it this way too. For now, let me start off in the top right. I think this is a good place to start. Unless you want me to go over to the other one, I think this looks all right. But yeah, I want to say you need to give a big thank you to Pate Ardeal who made the tier list. Give them a big thank you. So yeah, if anybody's in chat, we can talk through it while I'm going through all these. I'll probably save some of the like more important characters until like toward the end. But yeah, either way, that's it. Let me switch over my chat to live chat. Just make sure I can see everybody. But yeah, okay, Lucky says hello, hello. Ryan says going to each side like a TV sleep screen. Tybalt La Baptide Eleanor says hi. Again, if I get any of your names wrong, correct me. I'm sorry. And Lucky says I made the stream. I was kind of like, I was hoping to get as many people here as possible. Hopefully it doesn't storm and like my power doesn't go out or anything. But on the off chance it does, if something bad happens, then I can continue it Thursday, maybe continue it tomorrow, but hopefully we'll get through it. Like I said, I have like hour and a half, 2 hours maybe to get through this. So let's just start going through some of the characters. I'm going to go through some of the who's first just to get them out of the way. And I also have like the list of like the characters' names here just in case I mess up and forget any. But I'm going to save some of the big ones till towards the end since we can discuss them a bit more. Also, I'm gonna have to jump back and forth between the tier list itself and the comments or the chat. Silso Delgado says hello Haku, hello. So yeah, let me look through this list here. So one of the first ones we have that I'll put in who is the Ananta Nastica, who I don't really remember. This is also a good thing that chat is useful for. If chat can, if I don't remember any of these, if you can tell me in chat, like, who these characters are and maybe jog my memory a bit, maybe that'll help me out a little bit. But yeah, as for right now, I don't really remember this Ananta Nastica, and the next one is Ananta, who, like, I get who Ananta is, like the previous or current. Sagar is the current head of the Ananta tribe, right? So Ananta is the original. I don't remember, like I know who Ananta is in that sense, but I don't remember Ananta specifically, personally. And then Lucky says, I don't remember who that was either. Yeah, I don't remember these two. Lisa's mom, I'll wait, yeah, that's Lisa's mom. It says Anna in the list. Ari, Asha, the Auction Hunter, 1 and 2, they can go in F tier. Screw these guys. They were the ones that were, I mean, if they're auction hunters, they're listed as Auction Hunter 1 and 2. Are they the ones who were in the Gantarva Marina chapter, where Gantarva and Marina rescue the half that was going to be sold? Or are they the ones from Misty Shore that were going to kill that one half? I don't remember which ones these two were, actually. So, yeah. But either way, they're bad people. F tier. Didn't like them. Screw these guys. We have... Who is this? We have Bubblegum God. Okay, they were the god that talked to the Hell God or whatever. I don't remember them that much, but I will put them in like E or D just because I'm more excited to see more of the god stuff. And like, I didn't dislike them. I don't really know like who they are yet, but it's not like I don't remember anything about them. From there on, we have Brilith's mom. I can go ahead and put Brilith's mom somewhere because I don't think there's too much to discuss about Brilith's mom. I liked Brilith's mom's character. We didn't really learn a ton about her. I mean, most of the focus was on Brilith and Agni, but I think her name was Gibril, wasn't it? Gibril or Gibril. I would just say C tier because I mean there was nothing bad, there was nothing wrong there. It's just she didn't really do too much of anything. Let me again just gotta keep checking back on chat. Then from there we've got, I recognize Cloche and Clofe. There's the checkpoint. I love the checkpoint lady. The checkpoint lady was funny. If you don't remember, because this is like fresh in my mind, she was the one who, like, when they first entered, the checkpoint guy was like, oh, my sister's really obsessed with Asha, like, thinks he's so handsome or whatever. I'm pretty sure that was the case. And then when Gandharva goes to enter, we have the sister working, and the sister is like, oh my god, he's so hot. The checkpoint lady was really, really, really funny. So I don't know if I'm thinking B or A tier. I'm gonna say A tier. I thought that gag was like really funny. I thought that was really fun. And then Soso Delgado says Dribble was just badass. Yeah, and oof, watched season 1 a long time ago already. I don't know who these nobodies are. Yeah, I'm trying to get some of the nobodies out of the way. But yeah, I thought I remembered her name was Gibril or Gibril. I didn't remember if it started with a J or a G or if it mattered. After Clofe and Cloche, there's Aline. Do any of you remember? I'll skip over Aline from now. Maybe some of you in chat remember and can tell me. Or Elena, I don't remember them. But we have a Garuda Gnostica, who I also don't really remember, and a Garuda Shura, who I don't really remember. So I'll put both of, literal who's, I'll put both of those in who for now, because I don't really remember either of them. There's also Garuda himself, who again, I remember like the hints of scenes with Marana, and especially like the Yuta stuff. There were like some flashes back to him. But I don't remember too much when it comes to actual Garuda himself. I might still put Garuda in, well, I put the Bubblegum God in D. I'll put Garuda in B, as in like, I don't know much about him yet, but I'm very excited to see what Garuda can do in the story, whether through flashbacks, more likely in the more like immediate sense. Soso Delgado says, Aline's the Dean of Misty Shore. Okay, I remember her less. But yeah, was she, I guess she was the one that was like at the party at Misty Shore. We probably saw some of it with like the Ron and Rana stuff. I will still go who, just because I don't remember her specifically. Like, I don't remember specifically. And weren't the ones that were like in charge of Aline is Ron's something? Aunt. Okay, Aline, they're the ones who had like the highest name or something, right? Weren't there people in Misty Shore that had the same last name as like Lisa's family? I think I remember that. So Ron's aunt. I do remember less about her than some of the others, but I do vaguely remember her. And like being Dean of Misty Shore, and that was like connected to Lise. And I was like, okay, are they going to be connected to Lisa's mom or dad? So again, I do think that's interesting to maybe learn more in the future, if we do learn more in the future. But at least for right this moment, I'll put in who, just because I don't remember that much individually. And yeah, Tybalt said, yes, she's Aline Hayes. So yeah, I remembered that there was that connection there, but I don't remember her like personality or anything she did specifically, really, when it came to that. Next, I think, is just a random Gandharva Shura. It is. So I vaguely remember this Gandharva Shura. I think, I don't remember if it was Marana or Gandharva himself that had a run-in with it, but I don't remember it doing much of anything. again, I just don't remember enough. It's like I remember the stuff that just happened recently really well because I've just been going through that, talking about that with everyone in the reactions, and I remember like the really old stuff, like at the very very beginning, the first 20 or so chapters really well because I went through and took notes and reviewed stuff. But there is that gap in there between the stuff that I've reviewed and the recent stuff that I've reacted to that I feel like I have a less strong grasp on. And also still there's, and then Lucky said it is pretty cute. I like its design. Same with Poor Cute Boy Cried and was so scared of Marna. Yeah, so I remember its interaction with Marna, and it's like, oh, is Marna gonna kill it? But I think Marna's like specifically wasn't going to eat it. So I again vaguely remember it, but I'm still just running through the Who tier characters. So I can skip over like Gantarva and God Kubera. We have the God in Hell, the God in Hell I think is in the same position as Garuda for me, where they looked really cool and I'm really interested. So they were the ones that Agni killed to put there, right? So I am really excited to learn more about like that kind of stuff. So I actually am, I think it's mostly the design getting to me. I think they're really cool looking, and I'm kind of excited to see where that goes, if anywhere. Beyond God Kubera, we have some more people. The classic Kurigam not drawing the full face for some of the background characters. We have Haas. Okay, so Haas is Haas Kaz's brother or somebody else from the village? Haas is Kaz's brother, right? Honestly, I'm not used to seeing Haas like this. I'm used to seeing Haas as like the just blob character. Silso Delgado says that God is great. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for them. So yeah, Haas is the brother, right? I'll skip over until, because I know Chad is like slightly behind me. Who is that behind Haas? Behind Haas is the half auctioneer. Oh yeah, screw this guy too. Screw the half, would you call them racist people? The half racist people, screw them. And then Haas and Kaz are brothers, yes. Okay, so Haas is who I remember. I thought the stuff with Haas and Kaz was fun. How they're like, they survived, and the way that Kurigam keeps hinting at them makes you think, okay, they are going to play some kind of role, which makes me, you know what? I'm gonna put this Gantarvashire, since I did remember a bit about it, I'm gonna throw it with Gibble and C tier. Just cause, you know, it is cute. I generally remember what little role it had to play. I'm gonna throw it in C tier for now, and like I always do with tier lists, I can do some reorganizing later on. I think the Haas and Kaz stuff was really fun though, and I like the comedy of it. I like how, like, Kaz is just kind of in the background, and there are some hints with like Sagara with some stuff with Kaz, but then Haas is just literally like a blob character. I think it's really fun. I would also put Haas in C tier for the same reason, but I would say top of C tier for right this moment. Again, let me check everything. And then, yeah, say no to half discrimination, boys. Again, I don't know why you would, because to me, like, halves and stuff are like clearly human. And then again, I think Ron's story does make it more complex. I was going to say it's because they're clearly human. And also, like, why wouldn't you like the, like, cool part animal power people? Like, why wouldn't you think that's cool? But Ron's story, and I guess Agwen's story, does make you think more about it. When it's like, halves at any moment. It's like, I think discriminating against halves is bad because they're obviously people. But at the same time, and also, sorry, if you ever get any ads pop up, if you aren't using ad blocker, YouTube does that automatically. And so if it ever happens to you, just say in chat, maybe I can pause for a second. But yeah, I have no control over when YouTube throws them in that I know of or understand. So sorry about that. But yeah, I got a little bit distracted, actually. Yeah, I don't think half discrimination's good, but the fact that at any moment they could just turn because of being subject to the whims of the Gnostica or the king of the tribe or whatever does make you, like, even though I think it's bad, you can see where people like Ron or Agwen, who have dealt with it firsthand, you can see where they're coming from as characters, with their uneasiness and everything. Next, we have the half that was for auction that I believe was saved by Yuta. I think Yuta got there in time. I hope so. Maybe Yuta came a little bit too late and they were killed. I don't 100% remember. But yeah, just, C for being you. I mean, I don't think they're going to come back around, but hey, maybe. And then Celso says, of course it's understandable. Yeah, it's like, from a reader's perspective, we can say it's bad, but then we can see like Ron's story, we can see Agwen's story and be like, okay, we can see the victims of it. Then beyond that, we have three more half hunters. Okay, so these half hunters, these might be the ones that I was thinking of from the Marina and Guntarva chapter then maybe. But yeah, screw them, the half racists. I'll get F tier. You get F tier for being half racists. Then sorry if I'm saying a lot. It's just because I'm like jumping back and forth between like the name list and the tier list and like checking the stream and chat and everything. I'm just still very much not used to it. And like I said in the test stream, I'm so used to recording brain. I'm so used to like, if I'm recording, any pauses I take, any dead air is stuff that I'm going to have to edit out, and that's kind of annoying. So since it's annoying to edit it out, I am just non-stop yapping, no pauses, no breaks. And then Celso says, you're doing great. Thank you so much. But I felt it when I was doing the test stream, and then here now, where I'm just so used to no pauses, no breaks, you're going to have to edit those out, that I like, when I try to stream, I am also in recording mode, where I am just firing full speed the whole time. But I guess I can chill. I can like take my time a little bit more. I don't need to rush, even though I really want to get to like these like actual good characters, you know what I mean? So we have the hotel clerk, Huan, and the hunted halves. I don't remember the hotel clerk more than just being a random background person. I don't remember Huan at all. If somebody in chat can tell me who Huan was, I'll maybe move them out of who tier. But were they part of the Misty Shore stuff? Maybe at that party? I really don't remember them. And then the hunted halves, I think are more memorable than the one that was being auctioned. I'll put in B tier. And also, with this, a Kubera B tier is going to be compared to Kubera, and like, I do that with every series, where it's like, Chainsaw Man S tier is different than Huan is Ron's uncle and Priest of Water. Okay, I remember now. Because there were two. There were Huan and Aline there. I'll put them beside each other. Right. Okay. I don't know if that changes my mind. I just don't think we've seen enough from them yet for me to take them out of who. And I know it's not like we saw a lot from the Bubblegum God or from Garuda, but I have a much more solid idea of who Garuda is, kind of. I'll just leave them in who for now, just because I haven't seen enough for me personally. And now I think we're getting into more characters I actually know. Like, I actually know Huda, Kalavinka, even though Kalavinka didn't do much. Kali, Kasak, Kaz, Lila, Lenny, Lorraine, Makara? Who was Makara? I don't remember them. They were part of Sagara's flashback, right? And then, yeah, Eline's husband. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shrine. Thank you, everyone. So, yeah, I think she was part of Sagara's flashback, but I don't remember. Again, it has to be frustrating to go through the characters I don't remember, just because I'm, like, front-loading the list with all of them. A lot of people aren't going to stick around for, like, the good stuff from the characters I do remember. We have Manasvin, who, again, I have an idea of Manasvin, again, from the Sagara Guntarva flashback stuff, but I just don't know enough about them as a person to rank them yet, I don't think. Makara's Guntarva clan's number 2. Okay, yeah, right. They were from that flashback during the stuff with God Kubera and the portal and stuff. Okay. I think they're cool. I want to see... Okay. I think they're cool and want to see more of them in the future. to maybe like a C tier degree. But then again, should I leave these characters in who I really don't know yet, and not rank them based on how much I want to see them? So Manasvin and Makara were both interesting to me. But I will still leave them in who, and maybe I shouldn't have put the gods on the actual list. I will still leave them in who just because I don't know enough yet, and I don't feel like I have enough of a grasp yet. But, hello Azrael, but I don't know enough about them to make that kind of decision yet, I don't think. Then we have Marina. Manaka, I also don't remember. I think Manaka might have been who I was thinking Maraka was, but I don't remember them too much specifically. From there's the Mushroom Clerk. I remember the Mushroom Clerk, but Mushroom Clerk might be the don't care one. I don't expect the Mushroom Clerk to be like a really special recurring thing. And Tybalt says, yeah, a lot of those are like the past I yearn for, Wavering King, so that middle chunk. That's the chunk that I remember the least about, and also they're characters that didn't stick around, mainly. They're characters that we saw in the flashbacks, and I thought that they're interesting, and I feel like in Season 2, Season 3, we'll maybe see them more. But as for right now in Season 1, I just don't think I know enough about them. And then Lucky says Manaka. Celso says, did they appear? Pate did this, and Pate is like really knowledgeable on Kubera. So again, I trust Pate making this. And yeah, Tybalt says they're characters that are set up, but they're not fleshed out yet. So like for some of these, I just don't think I know enough to talk about them. Then we have, who is this with the green here? We have Pale. Pale was from Lee's. Was Pale from Lee's village, or am I remembering incorrectly? I thought Pale was one of the ones from Lee's village. And then after that is, again, I don't recognize from the picture alone for this one either. Oh, Pingata. Okay, so I know Ryagata. I always forget Pingata. So we have Prall's twins. We saw the Prall twins talking to I don't want to say don't care. I'll just go D, because I think it could be interesting if they're actually important later on. But like we saw him talking to Brilith and everything, I think it was. And again, them later with Prall, who is next up. Prall was part of Night It Rained Fire. They didn't really do too much. I think it'd be cool if we got more, but I don't think from right this moment we're going to get a ton more. And then Just a Bookworm says, happy to see Yama and Garuda up there pretty high. Yeah, on vibes alone, I didn't know their name was Yama. On vibes alone, I put them up there just because I want to see more of them. I really like their designs. I don't know enough about them yet, but I'm more excited about them than I am about the other that I put in Who tier. The others I put in Who tier. So, hold on. Then Azrael said, not gonna lie, so many of these characters appear like once that I barely even remember them. Lucky said, by the way, are you doing ORV characters at 109? Yeah, I'm gonna do an ORV one at 109. And like he said, they can make one. You can make one if you want. Celso says, shh, spoilers, guys. I mean, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. I don't think anything so far has been like really, really big a deal. But yeah, I'll do ORV at chapter 109. You can make one, or if there's already one existing, you can send to me. And then Just a Bookworm says, I don't see spoilers. All the info's from season 1. It's fine. And then where am I at now on the name list? Just going through the ones I don't remember that much. Okay, we have Ron's mom and dad. Ron's dad, I don't really remember, but I really liked Ron's mom's scene with him, and like the speech that she was telling him about love and everything, and about the different ways that halves and quarters and such age. I liked that scene a lot. I don't know if I can put her higher than C tier off that alone. I would put her below Haas, actually. But I did like that scene. There's like one scene to go off, but I liked that one scene. So we have Ron's mom and dad, Ron and Rana, Rowley's. Rowley's is Lee's father? Mother? Father? The mother was highest and father is Rowley's, right? Because he's like the hero. We see him. Yeah, the image that Pate used is from the Ron flashback. I I would say B tier for the same reason as these other two. I am so excited to learn more. Like, he's one of the ones, like Lisa's family, her mother and father, are like some of the ones that I am most excited to learn more about as a reader. So I would, and then Celso said, I don't think the God of Hell's name is mentioned. And then Azrael says, Lisa's dad. Lucky says, knowing where the characters go in future seasons makes it interesting to see some of the rankings, especially the ones that have been hinted, but not really focused on. So, yeah. And, let's see, where am I at past that? So we have the rescued half, Ryagara. I can go ahead and put the rescued. The rescued half is, people are going to call me a simp. I love the design. I liked the scenes with Yuta. Okay, this is the one. Okay, not the one that was chained up. The one that was chained up can maybe move down then. Like, they didn't really do much of anything. This is the one. Okay, no, never mind. This is the one that was taken by the auction and that Yuta saved and was found by Aguen and Cossack, right? Or maybe he just avenged. Maybe they did already die. I don't remember if they died or if Yuta made it in time to save them. But then this one is the one that when they were traveling to Misty Shore, they saved from those hunters and Yuta transported back to their village. I love this design. I thought this design was so cool. And they might not ever appear again in the series, but I loved this design and I loved the stuff with Yuta. Even though, again, that's one of the parts of the story that I haven't read in a bit or reread in a bit, I really liked that part and really remember that part. So I'm actually going A tier because I really did like and remember that a lot. So yeah, and then Just a Bookworm says, oh yeah, that half. But Haku isn't familiar with Hindu mythology. Be more careful with names. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think it's that big a deal. Like, just knowing their name to me isn't that big a deal. I know that they're a god. I know that they were in hell because I think Agni killed them and sent them there before he went back to the human world. Or I say human world. Before he went back to Wilrarv. So I remember what they did in the story. So I think just having their name doesn't really spoil me. I think it's fine. But yeah, A tier might seem high to you, and it might be simping for a good design, but I really like them. Then we have Ryagara, we have Rowan. Rowan was from Lisa's village, right? And then we still have Pale. I didn't remember Pale. Pale and Rowan were from Lisa's village, right? If so, I vaguely remember them, but I think I liked them, especially Rowan. Again, I wish I had time to just reread the entire season 1 before this. I think I liked both of them. I might put both of them in like B tier. Because if that's who I'm remembering, then I liked both of them a lot. But behind Rowan is Rouge, Sagara, Shakuntala. We haven't seen much of Shakuntala, so I can go ahead and do her. I think Shakuntala is interesting. I think she's probably still alive, and I can't wait till we get to see her. Actually, I might put her in B tier for the same reason as the other three in B tier. And should Shakuntala go higher? Should she go... I'll put her in B because we haven't seen enough yet. But I think I'm overrating these ones that I'm excited to see. We can reorganize this once I get some more on the board. But Shakuntala, I really like her personality and what she did as far as being an influence to Gandharva as a character. I think that she's really cool. I think I'm going to stretch to A tier, even though we don't really even know that much about her. It's like when we get into the actual characters that I know about, they're almost all probably going to be S tier. Because Kubera's characters are just that good. They're just so good. But for right now, I'll say A at least. Again, let me check. And then Shakuntala, Just a Bookworm said, yeah, they were the village guards. So yeah, I did remember. They were the guards at the village. I really liked them, especially Rowan. And somebody said something about... Azrael said Rowan was the one who bought Lisa's dress, right? And then Just a Bookworm says, I like her too. It's fine to rate based on how excited you are. I think I'll move them around a little bit when I start putting the, real characters that we really developed up here. But again, Kubera is going to be really weighted towards the top. Even if I'm saying C tier is a Kubera C tier, it's not comparable to a Chainsaw Man C tier or an ORV C tier. It's its own thing. Even with that in mind, like, Kubera's still going to be weighted so hard at the top because the characters are so good. But yeah, I'll actually put both of those in B tier, Rowan and Pale, because I really liked them for what little we saw of them, and because there were no survivors when Marna did the Red Sky thing and Lorraine checked afterward. I really think the village people are left alive, and we still, to this day, we don't know what Lisa's dream after the destruction. We don't know what that dream where she saw like her mom, and Rowan, I think, was in the dream with her mom. When she saw those two in the dream, we still don't know what that means. So if you were to say, hey, crackpot theory, if you were to ask me, yeah, sorry, I was just glancing through the chat. If you were to ask me crackpot theory, I think they're still alive, and I think rather than being killed, they were transported maybe to the Shura realm if humans can live and survive there. Maybe we know that space in Kubera doesn't work the same as real life space. There are buildings that are bigger on the inside than they are on the outside. There's things like the Carte tunnels that we just went through, where you're taking a tunnel to take a shortcut from one place to another, but you're technically going through the space of another planet that was destroyed in the past. So it's like, there are things in Kubera that don't work in the same way, like, because Kubera's logic just runs off a different logic than real world logic. And that's something that I talked about when I recorded with Naya the other day. We recorded on Friday talking about Kubera Season 1. So again, I'll be sharing that video around whenever it's out. But that's one of the things I was like, Kubera's just so unique how, and then Morrow says it's also pretty interesting how much Hindu lore is in Kubera but as its own take. Again, that's really, really cool, because I don't get to see a lot of that in other series, especially in the way that Kubera's remixing it and using it. It's so cool. But like, the world of Kubera is so unique, like from the days and months, the way powers work, the way that there's only really a couple cities, the way that there's multiple inhabited, or at least in the past, there were multiple inhabited planets. And Wilrarv isn't even like the biggest, craziest, it seems like, because gods don't even pay that much attention to Wilrarv all the time. The way that we're getting into like primordial elements and stuff, Kubera's world is just so crazy unique that I feel like anything can happen with the inhabitants of Lisa's village. So from there, we're towards, I don't remember this one character. Who are they? Who is Taksaka? Okay, Taksaka was from that flashback too. I wish I remembered more about that flashback because I don't remember a lot. Because Taksaka was there too, and then after Taksaka, it's mostly people I remember, even if some of them aren't that big a deal. Taksaka, I'll put in Who for now because they didn't leave enough of an impression on me to rank. I guess that's what Who tier is going to be for me. Who tier is characters that I think might be important or might be cool in the future. Plus the hotel manager guy. Maybe I can just put him in Don't Care. Who tier is characters that might be important in the future, but they didn't leave enough of an impression on me. I think that's what I'll say Who tier is. And then, yeah, sorry, just glancing through chat, making sure there wasn't anything to respond to. And then we have like Shuri and Tara, Taraka, the other temple magicians. I guess I didn't know Tara had a name. I didn't know they had names. I can do the 3 temple magicians. They're kind of a funny trio of fools going on. I'll put them in C tier along with Prawl, the temple magicians. And I remember Tara more. I'd put Tara a little higher. I'll again reorganize these later. I loved Tara's like design in the Jibril and Brilith flashback. I loved her young design. Not as cool now that she has the current present day design, but I like these 3. Not the best, but I like these 3. And then, yeah, hotel manager. Taksaka's Kasek's father. Okay, right. Yeah, I barely know anything. Taksaka's already looking funny. Yeah, I barely remember. So Kasek's father means that means he's one of the dragon Shura. Does that mean he's head of the dragon Shura? Or was the head already killed for the Dragon Shura. I don't 100% remember. There was one where the head was already killed. No, the one that the head was already killed was like the animal one, or like the, well, they're all animals, like the mammal cow kind of one, something with a V maybe. I don't know 100% remember, but there was one that was already killed. I remember that because they're using Yaksha. That's what it is, because they were using the Yaksha's bone, and you can't use a part of a Shura if the Shura's still alive. They have to be dead, because if they're still alive, the part you cut off of them goes away. So that's the one I was thinking of that was already dead. But okay, so after that we have Taraka, who is going to be high up, let me tell you. We have Thief 1 and 2. They were funny. They feel like characters that are definitely going to return in the future. I think they were very funny. I think they were more funny than Haas. I might be putting them too high for B tier, but I'll put them there for now. They were funny, and also in that arc they felt like characters that would return in the future. Just to me personally, they felt like ones that would return in the future. Urvasi, I don't think I remember Urvasi. Again, they're from that Gandharva flashback with Sagara when we're first introduced and everything. But I don't remember them that well. And I'm going to get a very, very controversial one out of the way. Or at least I'm assuming they say Yaksha and Ananta are the ones we know are dead. Right, because Ananta got a new king. The Thieves are funny. Yeah, I really, really liked the Thieves. Head of the Dragon Clan's unknown at this point. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, seriously, thank you everybody. This is why it's good doing this live, because you can all like really, really help me out. And Celso says beautiful Shura. I think most of them are. I love the Shura designs. I love these kinds of characters, these kinds of designs, like where they're just not human and you're doing some creative things with them. Yeah, like I really like that. I don't remember Urvasi that much. This is going to be probably my biggest hot take. Vasaki, we got a little bit of, and I didn't like that much. Vasaki just seemed to me like, I don't know, that smug, confident, I'm so cool, look at how cool I am. And for some reason, I didn't like it. For some reason, it rubbed me the wrong way. That's going to be probably my biggest hot take, unless maybe Vasaki does some evil stuff in the future and people don't like them. But for me, they just did not do it for me. Azriel says, when I made a character graph, my criteria for including a character was that they must be named. The Thieves were never named, but were still included because they were funny. Again, I liked the Thieves. So yeah, Vaski's my biggest hot take. Then after Vaski, we have Vishnu. Vishnu, I think, is one of the ones I am the most excited to see. We haven't directly seen Vishnu, but we've learned a little bit about their personality, a little bit about like what they do, and I am like so excited to see Vishnu in the future. So like top of B above Garuda for ones I'm excited for, but I feel like it's unfair to put an A. I'm very excited for Vishnu. And then Taval says it's definitely a hot take, and Just a Bookworm says they can see the smugness. Yeah, I don't like the smugness. And Maru says I like him being edgy, but I can see it. Again, season 2, season 3, I might love Vasaki. Vasaki might become my favorite character. But as for right now, I have seen Vasaki in like exactly one scene, like one flashback with Sagara, and that one scene just didn't leave the best first impression for me. And then I guess we have Yuta, and we can get into some like actual, like real characters to talk about. I say real ones to talk about. Let's eliminate some more of these. We can eliminate Kalavinka. I'll put, again, Kalavinka here because I'm more excited to see Kalavinka than I am even to see Garuda. Because Yuta is so good. Yuta is one of the absolute best. And then Marina is also completely amazing. So Kalavinka is like the one member of the sibling trio that we didn't get. And I love her design in the flashback. So like she is the one that now it's like, okay, now we need to get to her. It also says Kalavinka, my beloved. And then she has nice boobs though. I'm assuming about Vaski. And you know what? Vaski was going for that. That's what they wanted you to think. So we have Kali. We didn't see much of Kali, but I thought what we did see from the Yuta flashback stuff is very intriguing. I'll put Vasky above Garuda, below Kalavinka for now. Another one that I'm very excited to see. Lila, we should be seeing Lila soon, right? We're going to where Lila was, right? Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. And just the idea that Lila's like this important magician, but she's hiding under the mask and everything, and it's just a goofy mask. I love it. It's like peak Kurigaming a character. Maybe it's unfair to put Lila that high above Kalavinka and Vishnu. Kalavinka and Vishnu might move up to A tier depending on how the others get settled. But yeah, hold on, let me check chat again. And then it's fun to do a character ranking at every season so we can see how the opinions change. Yeah, season 2 I'll do another one. And then Just a Bookworm says, I liked her in the season 1 flashbacks too. She seemed very ladylike, if that makes sense. And Markat says, Mommy Kali. Yeah, I liked her a lot in the flashback. I want to know more, even more so than Garuda. And same with Lila, I want to know a lot more. So I'm going to put them there. They might move up depending on how these other characters that we actually know of go. Shudi, again, I might be simping, but I really want to see more of Shudi. Maybe even more than Shakuntala. Like, I thought the design was awesome, and I want to see what the relationship with Yuta is like. Then let me run through some of the others. I guess I can do Sagara and her henchmen. I'll call them Sagara and her henchmen. Naya says, what's up? Hey, Naya. I said earlier, I'll shout out, me and Naya recorded a video discussing season 1. I'll shout that out when it's out. Marukat said she'd be great for merch too. Lila's design is great. Yeah, I love Lila's design. So I'll put Sagara and her minions up here. Sagara, I really like. I love her design a lot. Oh my god, her design reminds me of somebody... Oh god, I can't remember who it is now because of her purple mouth. Oh, yeah. She reminds me of Jumba Jukiba from Lilo and Stitch. The purple mouth just always makes me think of Jumba from Lilo and Stitch. I can't put everyone in S tier. Sagara might be A for now. I think her character's very, very good, but a lot of things about her are still mysterious to me personally. And then it's also says you like her smugness. I don't really see Sagara as that smug. I guess so. I guess now that I think about it. Or were you talking about Shuri? But I liked Sagara a lot. I don't think she was one of my favorites, so I'll reserve S for that. But I thought that her story was good. I just don't think we know enough yet for me personally. Again, just checking up with chat before I move on. Then let me go through some of the others. So we have Clofe and Cloche. Okay, I'll be real. I'll be honest with you. I never remember Clofe or Clope. I never remember them. So they can't go higher than B tier. Like, what I mean by never remember, I never remember them individually. Like, I liked the role in The Night It Rains Fire and everything. And looking at who I have in B and C tier, B tier makes more sense for me where I'm standing right now in season 1. But I would say Cloche is much more memorable to me as an individual character, the way that she interacted with the other Shura. So I'd go A tier. This one might be a hot take too. I said the Vasky, and then Sakura's going to be mad at you for saying she looked like Jumper from Lilo and Stitch. She does. And then Asa Sagara, or also a Sagara simp, I think. I feel offended that she's not an S. Yeah, I just don't think I know enough about Sagara yet. And then Clope basically never talks. Yeah, I just barely remember Clope as an individual, whereas Cloche, I remember a lot of the interactions with the other Shota. Vasky was one hot take. The other hot take, Huda is S tier. I love Huda. I love the design. I think Huda is so funny. Huda is one of my favorite characters in The Night It Rains Fire. It's so fun. And then after that, after The Night It Rains Fire, even after that, the scenes we get, I think are so fun with Huda. So, yeah, Huda's S tier for me. I think they are so, so fun. This is tough looking at some of these others that I have to rank. Lenny, I'm excited for, but I don't know that much about yet. I think much like Haas, I would say C tier. I think Lenny and Haas could go higher in the future, but just from season 1, I just don't know enough yet. Oh yeah, I forgot to do Ryagara and Pingara. Pingara, I always, again, individually kind of forget about. So I'll maybe go B tier for now. And again, I'll reorganize these B tiers in a little bit. I like their design. They do talk more individually, but I just don't remember them as much as Ryagara. Ryagara is number 1 Sagara simp. I'm putting A tier above Sagara. Ryagara is so fun to me. The way that they are always like, how dare you speak ill of Sagara? And they are always like completely like the Sagara defense force. And then Hura is Hura tier. Yep, Hura is awesome. And then hot take, Hura's SS tier. Okay, it's good to know that other people love Hura too. I love Hura. And I love too, Celso saying comedy OP. I love that the characters that I find are funny are the ones that are going the highest. But the comedy in Kubera is just so very good. But I do really like Ryagara. And I feel like Ryagara has an interesting relationship with Marana too, that we could explore in the future. So there's also that. There's also that we can explore in the future. Let me think. Who else can I eliminate before we get to some more of the like more main characters? Chess, I really love. I'm putting Chess top of A. I don't think we've seen enough of Chess for me to put Nest here, but I love him already. I love him already. Then there's Roosh. Roosh Seiran. Roosh Seiran. Vote for Roosh Seiran. Has to go S tier. I love Roosh. Yeah, sorry, just checking chat. I love Roosh. Lorraine is also S tier for me. I love that Lorraine's design is so normal. She's just like a girl, like a lady with glasses is it. But she's also very fun. She's very funny. We have, isn't the soy sauce scene with Lorraine? Lorraine's like, yeah, I'm putting Lorraine top of S for now. I also kind of, it's so hard to choose between these 3 who should be top of S. I love these 3. And these aren't even like main cast characters. I love these 3. Azrael said I forget Roosh's name too much. And then, yes, Chess for the win. Roosh tier. Okay. So I can maybe do Ron and Rana now. Let me see. So I'll do Rana in A tier. I like her a lot. But again, much like Chess, I don't think I know enough about her yet. But I like her a lot, just from what I know so far. Her, like, sort of responsible character. She really is sort of the other half of Ron as a character. And it's really interesting how, like, we have Ari and Irie, we have Ron and Rana. And Ron is S tier. I think Ron is so good and so much more than I expected him to be. When he first got introduced, I'm like, okay, I can see kind of what kind of character he is. He's kind of the, like, maybe ditzy meathead magician and everything. But then the more we stuck around with him, the more we learned about him, the more I just came to really think that Ron is so much more than that as a character. And I really, 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 really love him. So yeah. And then Celso said Ron surprised me so much. Ron is so much more than I thought he'd be as a character. I really, really ended up liking him. Not only is his serious character stuff very good, and I love how he's like uneasy around Habs, but he's like, oh, you're a full Shura? I can trust you, to Yuta. That's really funny. I love his comedy too. Once again, his comedy is very good. All of his stuff with Asha is a running joke that I feel like other series could run into the ground really easily, but Kubera manages to make him not knowing Asha's gender continually funny. Like, it takes a joke that could be so easily unfunny, or so easily run into the ground, and Ron manages to make it funny. Like, it's like the way Azrael says Ron's your favorite character, and then Tybalt saying the comedy with Ron's pretty good. Like, it's so well done, because it's like such an innocent thing, and then Celso says, Kick W, Ron, so stupid, gotta love it. I love, like, even after he walks in on Asha in the shower, he's like, what's the problem with that guy? I love it. I really, really thought that it was well done. From there, I can throw Kaz somewhere. I think Kaz is a character that I want to put in A tier. He has this weird creature on his head. We have hints at him. Like throughout the season, even with Sagara and stuff, we have hints at Kaz. He's a survivor from the Red Sky incident. Like, it feels like he's got to be some kind of important, but I just don't think I know enough yet to go A tier. I would put here, I'd put above Lila, even though there are some aspects of Lila I'm more interested in seeing, but below Kalavinka, just because Kalavinka and Vishnu, I think, are the ones I'm most excited to see more of in the future. Because, again, the other two parts of the sibling trio were great, so I really want to see Kalavinka. And then Vishnu is one of, like, just the gods, primordial gods, whatever, that I'm really, really, really excited to see. Poor Asha, she's aboard. And then Ron's absolutely amazing, definitely one of my favorite characters. Azriel says Kaz is sus. And yeah, there are so many suspicious instances, but I think it's mostly because he and Haas went to get Lise a birthday present, and that's why they were out of the village when it happened. Oh yeah, and the green cat thing is the birthday present, right? So again, the green cat thing, I think it's got to be important or something. So next we have, like, we're getting into the really important characters. I guess I can do Ari and Irie next. So Ari and Irie is very, very funny, like extremely funny, but really is just used as a comedic punching bag. But also kind of the straight man to, like, I love Ari being used as the straight man character to Lorraine and Irie's, like, comedy gags, but also Ari himself being a really funny comedy gag. So I really, really like Ari, but I, like, not S tier, but I really like him. I'm going to put Ari here for now. Again, I'll shuffle these around a little bit. And then Tybalt says, Pate might have messed up by not putting the cat on the tier list. I know it's such a shame that Pate isn't here in chat. Like, I really tried to push things back to try to get everybody here as best I could. And then next oh wait, I haven't done Irie yet. I found it so funny watching Naya's review of season 1 where he said Irie was his favorite at the time. We still haven't gotten to my favorite at the time. I'll save him. But Irie was good in The Night It Rained Fire. I thought Ari was funnier even than Irie. Irie had some good, like, character stuff. I'll put Irie right here. And then, oh wait, is that still... I still forgot to do Lisa's mom. Lisa's mom is very intriguing, but I'm not as excited to see more of Lisa's mom as I'm excited for some of the others, which is kind of maybe not good of me, since... I don't know. I am much more like, we need to learn more info about Lisa's dad right now than Lisa's mom. I think Lisa's mom also has a story that I'm very, very intrigued in, but I don't need it injected into my veins as immediately as I need some of these other characters in B tier to do stuff. And then Naya says, respect her. I can accept this. We are pleased. And then no S plus tier. Again, I could make an S plus tier. I might make an S plus tier when we get to the end, because I'm going to be reordering these. Whenever I do a tier list, I get everybody on the board, and then I reorder them from worst to best, bottom to top. So I'm just getting everybody on the board for right now. We might need an S plus tier when we get to it. For now, I'll do Taraka and Yuta. Taraka's easy S tier. She came in right at the end. I was like, oh, these characters are going to be so hard to rank. And then she comes in at the end and is just like one of the best stories of season 1. I think her story's incredible. It's hard. Oh man, I was really going to put her at the top, but it's hard for me to put her above some of these others. I'll put her right here for now. And again, I'll think about it at the end when we're, like, ranking them individually. Let me check chat after that one. And wait till we get to Gandharva. So then I said I'd do Yuta. Let's think about Yuta. Yuta is also easily S tier, but I'm trying to think of, like, top of it. Yuta's so good. Yuta's a character that I liked before Lies for You. Like, before Lies for You, I'm like, oh, I like this guy. But then Lies for You happened, and I'm like, okay, he is one of the absolute best ever. I'll put Yuta at the top for now, I think. Yuta's so good after Lies for You. So good. Then who next? I'll do God, Kubera, Gantarva, and Marina, maybe? I'll do those three next. God Kubera, I expected him to just be a jerk. I never in my wildest dreams expected... And then, yes, sorry, I'm just getting distracted by chat. Sure, Taraka would be happy she's ranked above the other moms. Countercourse Central said, I'm sad now I was not ranking them with you. Sorry, I didn't really think to make it a collab or anything. Lucky said, I'm the local Gantarva simp, so I'm excited for this ranking. Gantarva was probably my earliest favorite, like in the early days. God Kubera, what I was saying, though, is I never, ever expected Kubera, the name of the series, the one who leads is the girl with the god's name and everything. I never expected him to show up this early in the series. And then when he did show up, it was so interesting. And just off that first appearance alone, I think I'd put him in A tier. But then we had the appearance in the, I forget what they're called, the canals, the tunnels between, I think they were called the canals, the channel, that's what it was. When we had him appear in the channel, that stuff was incredible. And we got into some deep character stuff where it feels like, again, he's like, it would be better for me just to kill off Lees or whatever, but it's like he can't bring himself to do it. And like, there's some really interesting character stuff. I'm actually going to go, I wanted to go bottom of S, but I don't know how to rhyme. I don't know if I'd put him above Chess. So, you know, he's Dr. Seussing his way into A tier. Marina, this might be disappointing to some people. Marina might also be A tier for me. I love Marina, but he's very cool. I don't feel like I like his personality and character as much. It is very fun. There are multiple facets to him, and the way that like he acts funny sometimes and like fails at it to try to disarm a situation. I love his design. His design's incredible. But I love the design. The design's incredible, but I don't know if I love his personality as much as some of the ones in S tier. And then Gantarva to me is S tier. Gantarva, like I said, was like my first favorite. The stuff at the beginning with him in the first like infiltration of a Terra, attack on a Terra stuff is incredible. It is so good. And I'll maybe put him here for now. Again, we'll rank them all in a little bit. Who do we have left? We have Agni and Brilith. I can do them. So Agni and Brilith. Agni is bottom of S tier, I think. Again, incredible character. I feel like through my reaction, I've talked about Agni a bunch. And Agni is like so like prevalent that it feels like you don't need me to really recap him or anything. Brilith, I think I like even more just because, man, her story is really complex. Both of their stories are very, very complex. I think that there were some parts earlier on that had me liking Agni's story more than Brilith's, but then there was some stuff later on that I kind of liked more with Brilith than Agni. But then again, Agni returning was so good. They're both very good. They both should be S tier. I don't know if I should put them above or below Ron. I'll go through and rate them at the end. So then I'll do Agwan and Cossack and then do kind of our main duo. I call them our main duo as if like all of these characters aren't really main. So Agwan and Cossack. Agwan to me is easy A tier. Agwan's introduction is incredibly good. The first arc that Agwan's in is incredibly good. Let me, again, I haven't checked chat in a little bit. So, yeah, sorry. Just, going through. Agwan is high A tier. I'd go above Kubera God for right now. And Cossack, okay, here it is. Cossack's my favorite character of Season 1. I love Cossack. He was so cool, so good in The Night It Rained Fire. And then, on top of him being so cool and so good in The Night It Rained Fire, he also has this complex character stuff going on with his relationship with Agwen. The stuff with his and Agwen's relationship is so good, and his emotions and the earrings that he needed or whatever, like all of that is so good. Konoko Central says, Gandharv is a complex character. He's one of my favorite, but I like Marina more. And see, I might grow to like Marina more, but just from season 1, this is where I am. I really love both, but I think Marina's maybe just outside of S tier. Celso Delgado says, interesting. I was looking over at chat because I'm like, I wonder what they're going to say about Cossack being my favorite out of all of them. But then my last two to throw up here are Lise and Asha. I think both are easy S tier. Asha is incredible. She's so funny with her just being an absolute jackass to Lise. Like Lise can't get a word out. Lise will open her mouth to utter a sentence, and Asha will cut her off with the most harsh, out-of-pocket, personal attacks. Like, it is nutty. And then, Celso says, I guess you rank coolness very high. I respect that. Sorry, let me tie my hair back again. I think it makes sense that Cossack's your favorite. Yeah, I love Cossack as a character. So, we have Asha. Asha is just the most just out of pocket, just harsh to Lise, and it's so funny. So I think that is very good. And then Asha's actual character on a serious sense, when it comes to like the stuff about her past, it's still so mysterious. We know about the connection to the other planets and stuff. And then Asha's powers and abilities are so cool. Asha really is a very, very interesting one. Sorry about that. Flipping back over to the tier list now. I was sitting on chat. Lise also, I think, is one of the best. Lise is incredibly funny when it comes to like a comedic sense. And then Asha should teach Rachel how to bully. Asha is crazy. So what's your opinion on Asha? What do you like about her? I think Asha's comedy is very good. I think that Asha's... Mauro, I was seeing Season 2 said Guntarv is so well written, Season 2. Can't wait to get to it. Again, I'll start reacting to Season 2 next week, on next Monday. Just a Bookworm says Asha's like the roast queen that you can call on to silence trolls online. And she also roasts Ron a lot. She's very, very funny, but not only is she very funny, I think that the serious stuff about her character is done really well, and I think that her relationships are really interesting. Her and Brilith's relationship is really, really, really interesting. I think that one specifically is very interesting. So there's that. There's a lot that I would say that I really, really like, both about the comedic side and the serious side. And the same goes for Lise, who I'm putting up here too, where Lise has a very funny comedic side. She's like, I love just all the like goofy, funny, dumb moments with her. She's so fun. But then when it comes into the serious stuff surrounding the character, the serious stuff is always handled so well too. Like Kurigam nails it with both. But from here, I guess they're all up here. I will go through and rank them like worst to best now. Let me check chat one last time before I do. And then Lucky says, Lise is awesome. I actually didn't like her at first, but I've started to love her so much. She's one of my favorite characters now. Asha might be my favorite character in the series. Just a Bookworm says makes sense. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue going around. Celso Delgado said, I always loved Lise, but I also knew from the start that the character was the type to glow up. And Lucky says, Asha's coat is so fluffy. I also do love Asha's design. Asha's design is one of my favorites. But yeah, so F tier is just like, again, the half racists. So the half racists can stay in F tier. Vosky will be my hot take pick, so I'll throw Vosky down in E as the hot take pick. Bubblegum God, maybe below those two. We got more of those two. Then C tier is where it really starts mattering. We have the one with the mustache is more of the trio of fools, is more memorable than the other one to me. Prawl, I guess Prawl's fine where he is. Nah, maybe I'll go like this. No, I really feel bad for the one random half that we have up here. And honestly, they So many halves look very, very, very human. But this one either rolled the really bad end of the stick by looking really unhuman, or really rolled the good end of the stick if they weren't being kind of sold to be killed off. If they were around me because I would marry them because, ooh, monster girls. So yeah, it depends. It's like bad case scenario, or like people will think you're cool because you look cool scenario. Could go either way. Then this one can stay here just because it's cute. In fact, it can go above Jibril just because it's cute. This Tara, I think was her name, who I don't even really remember that well. They can. I almost want to go B tier. Yeah, they're so much more memorable to me than the other two of the Trio of Fools. I loved their flashback design, and even kind of like their modern self a bit. They're just the most memorable to me. They did more in the original sort of invasion of Atera. Then we've got Ron's mom. Ron's mom can stay there. Lenny can go down one. Lisa's mom, I think I'm lowballing. Lisa's mom can go up to B tier. Haas can stay top of C. I think I was lowballing Lisa's mom as far as rankings. And then Kanoko Central says, I think season 2 will make you love Kubera even more. Yeah, I have heard nothing but good things about Kubera, just period. Just like season 1, season 2, season 3. Nobody ever says anything but amazing things about it. So I'm very, very, very excited to continue reading. Just a bookworm said, lol, that's probably how Quarters and Halves got produced in the first place, by humans being attracted to different looking people. True. And then random Kuganarva being better than Jibril Lamau. And then, sorry, I was just glancing through. Good Kubera humans love Monster Girls, Monster Boys too. True, true. And then the series gets better and better. It's an anomaly, really. I know, that's what, like when I was talking about how great and amazing Kubera's fan base is, like people were always just like, people were always just like, it's because Kubera's just good. There's nothing to be dramatic about. There's nothing to like argue that much about. Kubera's just good. And then Azrael says literally every review goes season 1 7 out of, if season 1 7 out of 10, that's crazy because I loved season 1. Season 2 9.5 and season 3 10 out of 10. Mauro says yep, it just gets better because like literally everything I have heard from all of the people here for my Kubera videos and stuff has just been amazing. Like everybody just shows so much love for the series. But getting up into B tier, again, just gonna vibe my way through this. We got Tara or Lisa's mom. I'm gonna put Tara. Tara or, oh god, who was this again? Oh, Pingara. Duh. Again, I always forget Pingara. Pingara can be above that. Pingara I'd put above Clofe. Pingara above the thieves, yeah. Clofe are the thieves. I feel bad putting the thieves. I would also put Tada above the thieves. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. The two guards versus Pingara and Clope. I would put them above Clope, but below Pingara. Pingara versus the random ones that got rescued. Well, I think I overrated the random ones that got rescued because they really are similar to this one down here or the cute one. They're not as cute as the cute one, even though the little like Marina moments with them were funny though. The Marina moments were funny, so I'll put them there. But again, it's not like I'm expecting them to really come back and play a big role, and I am excited to see what Haas or Lenny does in the future. If we could ever learn more about Ron's mom, I think it'd be interesting. So I think they should maybe go below them. I think I was maybe overrating them there. Then Marquette says it just gets better. Tybalt says season 1's a lot of setup. The payoff starts with season 2. Lucky says Azrael, that's pretty much my rating. Kanoko Central says, how'd you feel about the pacing in season 1? Did it feel like a slog? I remember having a hard time finishing season 1 because of how slow it was. I talk about this more with Naya when I do the discussion video with Naya. Again, I'll share that when it's out. but I love the slow pacing. I love pre-time skip One Piece. And also Avatar The Last Airbender was something else that I compared it to, where Avatar The Last Airbender and pre-time skip One Piece both have kind of slow paces in the sense that we have episodes where they're just hanging out on the ship or Appa or going to different islands. We just see the characters live in the world and travel in the world. And I said this a lot during the journey to Misty Shore, where I was like, this is slow, but I'm really enjoying it because I love seeing the characters just live in the world and travel in the world. I think that pacing was really fun and really good. And on top of that, it's, again, much like Avatar The Last Airbender. I don't feel like any of that time that was slowly paced was wasted. Like, all of that time meant something. We were constantly learning more about Shuras. We were learning more about halves. So I liked the slow pace. I like us just getting to live in the world that Kurigam is putting together for Kubera. And then Azriel said, it's not just you. I'm literal when I'm saying every review I've seen goes like this. And then Just a Bookworm, my brother had a hard time finishing season 1 as well. I didn't suffer as much as him. Marocat says, it gets easier to get invested when Agni comes in. True pre-time skip One Piece was so much more character driven. Celso says, since I binged, I had no problem with the pacing. I think it's like binging. I say that with Tower of God a lot, where I'm like, this is a slog on the week to week, but it's not going to be nearly as bad when you just marathon through it in like an hour. For me, I think doing like 3 chapters a week, I have learned is a good way to do things because it gives me the chance to make theories, to think about what's coming next, because I did like full volume reactions for 3 volumes of Chainsaw Man, and I felt like I was just like running through it. Hold on, I just got a pop-up that said an ad is running. So yeah, I'm not gonna, I won't go through anything important while the ad is running. I'll just keep talking to you for those of you who use ad block, which honestly, I don't know how you use the internet without it these days. But, and then Mara says it's also good for rereads, true. Tybalt says it's weird because a slow pace, but every chapter super dense with info. I totally agree. And Just a Bookworm saying, yeah, second read through feels better than the first read. But yeah, like, again, it's a breeze to get through it when you're rereading. Plus, again, I don't feel like any of that time was wasted. I feel like we were always learning more, always developing the characters. But hold on, is that ad done? It says it's got 5 seconds. Then I'll go back to ordering the characters. Again, I have no control over it though. It's just something that YouTube does. Kanoko Central says, how do you compare season 1 of Kubera to Tower of God? I never really compared the two. I love both of them. I like everything about both of them, really. I think Kubera feels much more deliberate and set up than Tower of God. Where Tower of God, like, it's clear that Siyu knew what he was doing, but at the same time, it also feels like he was just writing, like, what he thought would be fun. It doesn't feel like it's, like, absolutely 100% mapped out, whereas it feels like with Kubera, it feels like every single thing that we saw, every last tiny detail, just felt mapped out ahead of time when it came to Kubera. Also, people complain about the art for both of them. I love the art for both of them. I love Tower of God Season 1's art, and I think that Kubera's art's very fun. I love the nice, like, cartoony nature to it, the way we get serious lore drops and serious conversations, but with fun, chibi art style. I think it's all very good. And then Just a Bookworm says, I'd prefer to do comparisons to itself because Tower of God's... Yeah, Tower of God's very different. Kubera is like Kurigam said, like Kurigam in the one afterward was like, it's a romance, I swear. It might have some action, but it's a romance. Whereas Tower of God is not just a generic shonen, it's more than that, but at the same time, it more closely follows the traditional shonen outline. So yeah, sorry, just glancing through. And I also, one thing that I love about both Season 1 Tower of God and Season 1 Kubera is the afterward stuff, the blog post stuff. I love that. Giving us wider details about the characters and about the world itself especially. that wouldn't really naturally fit in the story. Because, like, some of the things that we get told in the afterwards are things that, like, Kurigam would have to just have a narrator or a character just sit and monologue to us, and that would be weird. So just give us that extra info that enhances what we're reading in the afterwards, and I love that. And yeah, Azriel says Kubera is what Tog would have been if it continued with the style of Season 1. Honestly, I can see where you're getting from with that, because Tower of God Season 1, I think, is closer to a more unique setup for a story. I think Tower of God doesn't become more traditional shonen-esque until more closely into Hell Train. And then, yeah, sorry, just glancing through. Okay, let me continue. I think it might storm soon, so I want to hurry up and rank through these characters. I'd put Pingata above Pale, but I'd still put Rowan higher. I am very interested in what Rowan's got going on. Kubera's dad, I'll put below them, but above Clope. Yeah. Then there's the God That Was in Hell. The God That Was in Hell, I'll put below Kubera's dad, below Clope, because literally we just saw them once and heard them referenced, but above Tara. Then there's Garuda. Garuda, I will put just, I don't know if I put just above Lisa's dad or just below Lisa's dad. I'll put just below Rowley's. And above Clope? Yeah, I'll go above Clope. Then there's, oh gosh, what was her name again? The Chaos God? She was Kali. Okay. Kali, I'd put above Pingata, below Rowan. And then, hold on, let me check in on chat again. Then, sorry, yeah, I'm just glancing through, nothing to answer. Then Lila. I'd put Lila above all these. Lila stays. Kaz stays. Kaz or Kalavinka? That's a tough one. Who did I like more from what little teeny bit we saw? I'll put Kaz above Kalavinka. Kalavinka stays above Lila. Vishnu stays above both of them. And I kind of want to move these. I won't move these three up to A tier. They're kind of like in the middle. Think about Vishnu and Kaz and Kalavinka as like kind of a between B and A. Like they're a B plus. They're high B. Then we have Rana. I like Rana more than Cloche, though I did like Cloche. Hold on, let me check the... Just a Bookworm says your changes make sense. Okay, just glancing every now and then. I'd put Rana above Cloche. I'd leave Shakuntala above them. Shuri... I'll put Shuri below Shakuntala. But I really want to see Shuri. Her design's so cool. I know it's kind of just... In a way, it's kind of just generic Fox girl, but also she's kind of a mommy. She's kind of a MILF. So it's like that's an interesting twist. I don't know. I'm just trying to justify me really wanting to see the cool Fox girl. Then I really like this random half that was saved. I really like her. I'll go below Shuri, above Rana. The guard. The gate guard. The gate guard's so funny. And I don't even know if we're ever seeing the gate guard again. Probably not. Just from what we saw in Season 1, I'll put gate guard above Shuri. And this is a wild one. Above Shuri, below Shakuntala. And yeah, I think it's starting to storm, so I'll try to hurry up. And then... I thought you'd put Kalavinka above Kaz. And then... Sorry, just glancing. Then, this is tough. Shakuntala or Sagara? This is tough because I feel like I know more about Sagara, but I feel like I like more about Shakuntala. So I'll put Shakuntala above Sagara. Then there's Airi. I'll leave Airi above them. we're getting into some tough territory because Kubera's characters are so good. Then there's Ari. Ari's staying up there. Ari I might have underrated. Ari's really funny. Ari or Ryagata? I think Ryagata is more interesting as a character, but Ari was more fun to me. I'm just liking him. Ari is going above Ryagata. Ryagata's staying above Airi, but but barely. They're really, really, really close. God Kubera, I almost want to put S tier just because I wasn't... Yeah, I'm putting God Kubera S tier. He was so much more than I expected him to be. Much like Ron. He was so much more than I expected him to be. Then Agwen or Ari. I'll leave Agwen up there. Agwen or Shess. I'll put Agwen above Shess, but it's close. Shess stays above Ari. And then Marina. I feel bad not putting Marina in S. But I feel like I didn't get as much with Marina. Or at least not as much. We got a lot, but it just didn't connect with me as hard. It didn't connect with me as hard, and I think a lot of people are probably going to love him because his character is really good and he has such an amazing design. But despite that, I think A is where he's going. And then we get into S tier. Before we get into S tier, I'll check in on the chat again. And then Kanoko Central said, what made you give Kubera a read? It was Naya. Naya always hypes up Kubera. And when Tower of God went on hiatus, the last time it went on a hiatus, I was like, okay, well, since I'm not going to be covering Tower of God on the channel, I'll do another webtoon or manhwa. And so I put a bunch of manhwa and webtoons up on a poll, and both Omniscient Reader and Kubera did very well. And I don't remember which one won, but I was like, both of them did well enough that I don't want to leave people who wanted one or the other disappointed, so I'm going to do both of them. So it was Naya hyping it up is what originally put it on my radar, but what made me actually start it was a poll when Tower of God went on hiatus. And then let's see if there's anything else I missed. Or Celso saying I like Shaku a lot more, but lore-wise Sagata is more important. Just a bookworm saying I meant maybe you like Shuri because of Yuta lore. Well, I mean, I do like her because of Yuta lore, and Yuta's an amazing character, but I also just really, really, really love her design. Just a bookworm saying I like ID too. I want to see Shura and Yuta interact more, says Celso. I agree. And then, right, maybe we'll see it in Season 2 or Season 3. Makes sense for Marina to be an A tier. Kubera is the best written webtoon I've seen, hands down, says Celso. And then Azriel says, I forgot that Haku rigging a poll, the impact. Okay, they said the impact that Haku rigging a poll has had. So yeah, Naya said that because of a poll is why he picked Kubera back up. And then just a bookworm said, awesome, maybe other YouTubers will take an interest in Kubera too, now that you're covering it. I talk a lot to other YouTubers in the Tower of God space. So I talk a bit to a bit here and there. I don't want to make out like we're the best friends ever, but I talk a bit to Dr. Bonehead or Pyro Prima. So with that, maybe they'll pick it up eventually. No idea, but yeah, I'd like to see Ron Can if he ever did it. I think his reactions would be very fun. I like his reactions to webtoon related stuff. So yeah, then let me get back to getting through S tier. So, God Kubera or Agni, who do I like more personally? It is a tough read between them. I'm going to say Agni just barely. And then Agni versus Ron, I like Ron more. This is my tier list, so I'll just go on personal preference from here, and then I'll explain my personal preference. Ron or Brilith, I personally like Ron more. That means Brilith or Agni... It's very, very close. I will give the edge to Brilith, but it's very, very close. Ron or Guntarva, it's very close again, but I'll say Guntarva. Guntarva or Roosh. I love Roosh. It's more of a meme, but I love Roosh. I love Roosh. Roosh or Taraka. That is tough. They're two of my absolute favorites. I'm going Roosh over Taraka. Roosh or Hura. I'm actually putting, as much as I love Hura, I'm putting Hura. This might be recency bias. I'm putting Hura below Roosh in general, but Hura being below Taraka might be recency bias since I just met Taraka and I just got Taraka's amazing story. And then I read Kubera fully because of Dr. Bonehead. He hasn't finished season 1. He's missing so much. I don't know, he's missing out. And then Marukat saying Ron's the GOAT. And then Celso says it's not, dude. Taraka's great. And Just a Bookworm says, I can see why you love Roosh. So, yeah, I love Roosh. Taraka, I absolutely love, and I think is one of the best stories we got in the entirety of season 1. I love Hura, but I'm going to give the edge to Taraka here. Lorraine's one of my absolute favorites. I love her normal design. I love the role she plays in the various arcs she's in. I love the comedy with her, but also the serious moments. I just don't know. Between her and Roosh, it's so difficult. I'll give her a narrow edge over Roosh. Then there's Asha. I feel bad putting Asha lower because she's one of the main characters. But honestly, as much as I could gush about Asha as a character so much, I think I would actually put her below Lorraine. I love Lorraine. I will stick above Roosh, though, as much as I love Roosh. And then, like, if there was an S+, if there was a dividing line, like God Kubera versus Gentarva might be like S- or regular S, and then Huda up is like S+. Yuta or Lorraine, who do I like more? As much as I love Yuta, I still think I'll put Yuta above Asha, but again, it might be a recency bias, but I'm actually putting Lorraine above Yuta. Then there's Lise. I love Lise too. Lise above Asha makes sense to me. Lise above Yuta makes sense to me. Yeah, I would still put Lise above Lorraine. And then Cossack's my favorite. So yeah, I think this is where I'd put them. Okay, final ranking. This is where we're at. Let me flip over to this. Yeah, that's where I'm at. This is my final ranking, I think. And then, yeah, Azriel trying to make it correct to Roosh. But I knew what you meant. And then, hold on. Somebody said Naya lol. What did Naya say? I don't see in Naya's chat. Did it not show up for everybody? And Roosh is the funny ripoff merchant. And then, shoot, I need to memorize her name. Okay, so it was because of Just a Bookworm saying Rish. Alright, sorry, just glancing through. Maruket says, interesting, I like the direction, but also she was good there too. Roosh would not mind being lower than Asha, of course, because simping. And then, yep, Roosh's eyes would be sparkling at how she's right next to Asha. Okay. And then he didn't say anything, he's just suffering. Okay. So Naya didn't say anything, he's just suffering. Okay, so yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it at. If anybody has anything they need me to answer or want me to talk about before I end, I will. Sorry, I need to go handle something soon, so I can't stay for too much longer. But if there's anything else you want to say, let me know. And I will say, again, shout out to Naya, because I recorded something with him on Friday, and when he posts that, I'm going to share it around to everybody. And shout out to Pate Ardial. Everybody give Pate Ardial the biggest thanks in the world. One of my biggest supporters, one of the biggest supporters of Kubera, and made the tier list. Made the tier list for me. So huge thank you to Pate. And then Tabalt says it's just that Naya wouldn't want to see Asha below Lorraine. Okay. And then, yeah. So yeah, anything else you want to ask before we go? If not, I'm going to run the patron member thing that I do at the end, and then I'll end for now. We'll be right back. Like I said, I will share the Naya Kubera stuff, and then whenever he puts that out, and then next Monday I'll start the reactions to season 2. And then Kanoko Central says, can you talk about the most interesting thing that you want to learn more about, or character? Most interesting character. I will say, let me refer back to the tier list itself. to help me think. And then Moracat and Kaneko saying F. What is F? Is the stream gone? What happened? Hello? Are we good? Sorry, I took a long pause there. Okay, Kaneko Central says that's weird. Yeah, it says excellent condition. Okay, the stream almost died. I was like, why is everybody saying F? Weird. Yeah, weird. It says excellent condition on my end. Let me check OBS. OBS says no dream or no dreams fropped, no frames dropped. Okay. It paused for a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. It's fine now. Okay, yeah, I just said the one I'm most excited about is Vishnu. If you missed that, I was answering Kaneko Central. And Moracat said, what do you want to see in the future? I actually don't know. I guess just more of whatever Kubera has to offer. I'm actually fine with whatever because Kubera's just been good. I mean, they're going to be going to that temple, trying to get the Sword of Return or whatever it was called. So I guess that's the next thing to see. I just want to see more of the cast. The cast is very wide in terms of having a lot of different characters, and I want to see more characters, more of what we have being fleshed out, stuff like that. I'm very, very happy with that. But yeah, specific character, I think the one that has the best ratio of me not knowing a lot and me wanting to know more is Vishnu. But yeah, with that, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Holy crap. Thank you, Kaneko Central, for reminding me. Thank you so much. I was supposed to read the special chapters before I start Season 2. Next week, I'll do a video on the special chapters. I'll react to them, I'll discuss them, I'll talk about them more, and then I'll start Season 2. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do a full video going over the special chapters. Also, I still have notes like partially taken on AAA Rank Magician, I think. I think that's the last one that I didn't review yet. So whenever I'm done with my notes on that, I'll do a review of AAA Rank Magician. I'm just going to be doing the reviews as like just whenever I'm finished, in addition to what comes on Mondays. So you'll get a new video every single Monday, plus special stuff. Kaneko Central says, do you understand the magic system? Vaguely, kind of. Not fully yet. I think I will once I do my reviews, because that stuff is explained in the blog posts, and I talk about the blog posts when I do the reviews. But yeah, either way, I do actually, sorry, I really have to go. You just help create more Kubera content. I was planning to do it anyway, but I will be real with you, Celso Ducato. I forgot to. And then Tybalt says, if you want, I can recap the spells we've seen. I know we have the Hoti spells, and we've seen Vayu, Kubera. I mean, basically, it's just the gods we know of. And then there's the Hoti ones, and the... Is it Bhavati ones? I think? Is that it? Or Bhavati? Something like that. But yeah, either way, I do have to go. So I'm going to run through the patron thing and then end things out. But thank you all for being here. It's been amazing seeing like over a dozen of you just hanging out the whole time. I have really enjoyed doing it. I do plan to do more streams in the future. I just think for the reactions, I've talked before to various people who watch my stuff, and I was like, do you want the reactions as videos, or do you want the reactions as streams? And most people have said they want the reactions as videos, and I think that's good too. But I will try to do more streams in the future, like anytime I get a chance. And then if I do stream, just jump in chat. We can talk about Kubera. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. So if you ever see me streaming and it's not something that's a specific topic, like if I'm just playing a game or something, just hop in. We can talk about Kubera. So yeah, but with that, we can talk more. I always say, like if you did like the stream, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of everything, my tier list, for those of you watching the VOD. And, subscribe for more. And also, again, we can talk on Twitter if you want to talk there. We can talk in the comments if you have anything more you want to ask there. We can talk on Discord. The Discord server is free and open for anyone. Just ask down in the comments. I can give you a link to it if you want. But yeah, either way, that's it. I'm going to go through the patron stuff and then end. So thank you so much to patrons and members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Holly, to Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, and JA, to Cheriton students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, to Slayer candidates SG and Stance Eater, and to Pure Element Pate Ardial. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.